Hi everybody, welcome back to Quarantine Cooking with Carolyn. You know, Thing pointed out to me recently that I'm kind of having an unofficial, yes, that's Thing. I'm having an unofficial ethnic week food-wise. I've done a Thai dish, I've done a Chinese dish, I've done an Indian dish this week. And so I'm thinking he was wanting something a little bit closer to home. So, and that's always pasta for him. He just loves pasta. Well, then my brother said to me, hey, Carolyn, could you do carbonara sometime, spaghetti carbonara? And I said, well, yeah, why not? Let's do spaghetti carbonara. He said every time he does it, it doesn't turn out right. So here's my recipe for spaghetti carbonara. It's not an American dish per se, but it's a little closer to home, at least for Thing. So in this pot back here, I have a pot of water boiling, and I'm boiling my spaghetti noodles. And I'm using a whole grain noodle. My version, by the way, is a little bit lower in fat and calories. That's why I'm using the whole grain noodle. But if you don't want to use whole grain noodles, you can use regular. It's just fine. Then to the skillet, I am going to add 3 pieces of center cut bacon. Now, traditionally, in a carbonara dish, you would use pancetta bacon, which is an Italian bacon. But I'm guessing that most of you don't have that lying around in your refrigerators. And this will give you the same result with that smoky, salty taste. And if you use the center cut, you won't get as much fat because the center cut bacon is more about the meat and a little bit less about the fat. But you'll still get all that yummy, bacony, salty flavor that we love with bacon. Okay, and I cut that up into small bits. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my minced garlic. And normally this recipe would call for 1 whole clove. And this is one place that I would normally do that, was use a whole clove, except I didn't have any. So if you do want to use a whole clove of garlic, you would peel it. And what you do is take the side of your knife and just put it underneath and just give it a good whack so that it breaks it open. Add it to your pan with your bacon. Cook your bacon until it's crispy. And then before you go on to the next step, you're going to pull that clove of garlic back out. So all you're really doing is flavoring the oil. Okay? While that's cooking, and if that's not clear to you, just message me in the video comments and I can explain it to you a little bit better. Thing found it a little bit confusing. So while that's happening, you're going to want to get 1 whole egg and 1 egg white and whisk that up a little bit. And you want to grate about 6 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. And that's just 2 tablespoons less than a half a cup. So, and if you use a little extra cheese, well, so what, right? Also, you can use half and half Parmesan and half Romano if you have it. And that will give you a little bit more depth of flavor too. So the bacon is all crisped up and I've drained my pasta and I'm going to add that to the pan. Give that a little bit of a toss. Come on, you, out of the pan. And then I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to bring it over to the counter. I'm just going to give that a little bit of toss. Okay. And then I'm going to add the eggs. The Parmesan cheese. salt. I'm not going to add too much salt because the bacon and the Parmesan can be pretty salty. And some fresh ground pepper if you've got it. Otherwise, just use regular pepper. And then also, I've kept out a little bit of the pasta cooking water because sometimes some pasta dishes can really absorb the sauce pretty heavily, and so this will give it a little bit of moisture without thinning it out. So and you don't have to do that, but sometimes it just gives it that little bit of kick because the pasta water has starch in it. So it will give it that little bit of creaminess that you're looking for. So there you go, guys. There you go, Thing. Gary, there you are. There's your pasta carbonara. Give this a try, guys. I know you've got this.